Hello again and welcome to the BRSCC Mazda MX-5 Championship 2018. From one MSV circuit to another as we trade Brands Hatch for Snetterton. And after our Will Blackwell-Chambers hat-trick in Kent, Oliver Allwood has already staked his claim for glory in qualifying with pole position. I caught up with him a few minutes after the deed was done.
Well, Oliver, 7/10 of a second faster than everybody else in your group and pole position here at Snetterton. Not a bad start.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. We did a little bit of testing beforehand, dialed in a really good balance into the car. Engine's been great. AB Motorsport have done a sterling job with everything. Yeah, the car's amazing. So just managed to hook it all up at the right time. It's good luck.
In racing, this is a really important circuit to get right because you've got so many fast straights, that tight twisty infield section. How do you find that advantage over your rivals?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know. I think, to be honest, it's in the balance at the rear. Everybody's been struggling with rear traction coming on to the back straight and through the fast corners, so we've just managed to dial in the right balance and the rear sticks. It's good, and I'm able to put in a decent lap.
Let's see how the championship looks after the first weekend. Blackwell-Chambers from Sam Smith, only 8 points in the lead. Allwood, Trott, Tolley and Langridge in the top 6. From Mike Comber, Stuart Simmons, then Teddy Clark and Michael Fisk in the top 10. Qualifying here at Snetterton, though, it is Oliver Allwood on pole position alongside him Brian Trott, then Blackwell-Chambers and Smith on the second row from Mike Comber and Stuart Simmons. Teddy Clark and Stephen Foden on that fourth row of the grid. Rounding out the top 10, it is Jason Greatrex and Marcus Bailey. Martin Tolley and Charlie Burge are next up from Adam Bessel. Welcome back to the championship. John Langridge alongside him, then Fisher and Orange, Milnes and Worry, Paul Bateman and Clive Poles, the leader of the 5 who are hoping not to be relegated. Canning, Cannon, Tucker and Craig. The bottom 5 from this race are then demoted into the second group. Let's hope it's none of those guys. Let's race at Snetterton. Cracking start from Allwood. Blackwell-Chambers has got a good one as well by the look of it. We're on board with Jason Greatrex. That is a fast starting Martin Tolley trying to come through off to the right-hand side of us. But of course to the left-hand side of the screen, not a great start for Teddy Clark. He looks like he's being swamped as they go into Riches for the first time. And it's Allwood. Blackwell-Chambers on the inside of Trott. Smith is still there and so too is Comber, and it's a spin. That is the 43 Lewis Cannon clattering off the barriers on the inside line at Riches. What a disastrous start to his race as the field swarms through Wilson for the first time. Back on the power and down the short stretch towards Palmer. Here they come again. And an absolutely terrific run this is going to be as everybody knits their way through. Now, Teddy Clark has got himself wedged in there behind Marcus Bailey as the field charges towards Agostini on this flying first lap of Snetterton. And down to the... Oh, hang on a minute. That is Smith. Smith is pulling off on the infield. Sam Smith, the man who started from pole position at Brands. It's game over already. What a disaster for Sam Smith. Oh my goodness, well that is his chances of winning this weekend in the A group already gone, because that will mean he'll be the first one demoted to the B group and it'll be all uphill from there. On board with Teddy Clark as he tries to recover. Now that is Marcus Bailey in front of us, the leading Masters driver. And is he going to get a good opportunity out of Oggies on the short stretch to Williams into the right-hander? You don't want to push too hard on this opening lap. Just getting it round smoothly is the first part of the game. And these cars are incredibly slippery on cold tyres. Down the Bentley straight. And they will go under the bridge, heading into Brundle and Nelson. This is one of the prime overtaking spots on the circuit for those with courage. But Allwood still leads the way. Trott in second. Blackwell-Chambers down to third once again. And Mike Comber has gone with them. So these 4 are stretching away. And there is Stuart Simmons in the Club 100 car in 5th position. So as they filter through the bomb hole, now they go up the short stretch to Coram. One of the toughest corners in motor racing. It goes on and on and on forever. And you've got to be so delicate as you balance the steering, the throttle, and then bleed the brakes in at exactly the right moment. You're going to see a lot of drivers bin it at this run to Murray's, the final turn. As Teddy Clark slides there, hanging on beautifully in front of Adam Bessel. He's already got Bessel and the 94, Charlie Burge, behind him. And John Langridge is in there as well. Here they come over the line. No problem at all for our race leader. Allwood from Trott, Blackwell-Chambers and Comber. The rest of the field charging down towards Riches for the second time. And as they go down the centre straight, Trott is now lining up Blackwell-Chambers as we go into the final lap this time. And it looks like it's very nearly 3 wide. Trott is going to have a better run on Blackwell-Chambers. Can he sweep round the outside and take the place away from him at Riches? He's going to try and commit. Blackwell-Chambers is much stronger on that inside line. He's got less of a distance to go, as it were. Comber is still there in 4th place, watching this battle, thinking, go on, guys, just bang a little bit, just tap, just nudge each other into a spin. I'll grab the podium, thanks. But all this is doing is giving him a chance to close up. Now, we've got someone parked off at the side of Wilson there. Couldn't quite see who it was. I'm sure we'll find out who it was at the front end of the grid in Group B. Meanwhile, Blackwell Chambers and Brian Trott still tussling away for 2nd position. Allwood looks as though he's got himself a bit of a gap, and that is crucial at this closing point of the race. We're on the last lap here at Snetterton. It's a long lap, which is why I said with only 2 laps to go that there's a long way to go. In MX-5 Championship racing, 1 straight is a long way to go, because you never know what's going to happen on it. Although Blackwell Chambers, taking Trott with him for the ride, is having an absolutely great battle. Further back, this is the 6th place tussle. Look at this. Tolley, Burge, Foden, Greatrex and Bailey. 5 guys battling for 6th position. We're on board with Greatrex. He's currently in 7th place. Greatrex trying to make his way through into P6 as they squirm their way through Hamilton up towards Oggies. Back with the leaders. Blackwell Chambers has hunted down Allwood and the gap is now invisible. And Brian Trott is there in 3rd position, trying to make the best of it. From the front row of the grid, we know Trott's fast enough to win this race. Is he going to be tactical and smart enough to dodge these two? Allwood versus Blackwell Chambers. This is going to be the story of 2018 between these two. Allwood protects to the inside line. Blackwell Chambers has to yield, but he's not thinking about Brundle or Nelson. He's setting himself up for a charge out of Murray's. He's got to time this right. He's got to line him up through the bomb hole. Stay with Allwood. The car nearly bottoms out. You catch it on the exit with plenty of curb. Now you keep the car flowing through Corums. We've only got 2 corners to go, but this could still go either way. Trott could still get the victory here in the slipstream out of the final turn. Allwood is absolutely determined to hang on to this one into the final turn. Now you power on the throttle and you hope you've got it right, because now it's the charge to the line. Blackwell Chambers is in behind him. There's going to be an opportunity to sprint into the line. Is Allwood going to get there? They're going to be side by side. Who's going to get there first? It's Allwood. Allwood gets there. Blackwell Chambers is 2nd, Trott 3rd, and in 4th place it is Mike Comber. Wow, Oliver Allwood has beaten Will Blackwell Chambers in a straight fight. 5th position over the line. Oh, well, we've got a nice squabble here for the final few positions. Not entirely sure how that one ended. We'll have to go to the timing screens. Allwood the winner, though, by 1/10 of a second to Blackwell Chambers. Trott in 3rd from Comber and Simmons. Then it is Tolley in front of Charlie Burge, Jason Greatrex, Stephen Foden, Marcus Bailey, and Sebastian Fisher, half a second in front of Teddy Clark. A long way back to Craig Langridge, Orange and Worry, from Milnes, Bateman, Tucker and Canning. And it's Canning, Poles, Bessel, Cannon and Smith who will go into the B group. Oliver Allwood, your fastest lap of the race.
Well, Oliver, that was a tough race after a strong qualifying, but it was a lot closer than I think we all thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it was a little bit closer than I thought it was going to be, but I think, Will, I knew he's always going to be quick. He's quick everywhere. He didn't quite have the waft down the straight. It was a bit of a shame for him, but it was bonus for me. Yeah, we did a good start. Unfortunately, I made a little mistake halfway through, and I think I might have been able to gap them, but I don't know. Those guys are so quick. I mean, the car's been fantastic. The tyres went off a little bit towards the end, but AB Motorsport did a really good job with the car. And I had Blink Motorsport build me an engine over the winter, and it turns out that was money well spent, because it was quick down the straight as well.
Will, 2nd position, so absolutely 100% podium success rate at the moment, but that's not bad considering how tough it was out there.
No, it's not bad. Considering we didn't test on Friday, to be anywhere near the front is actually quite pleasing, considering how competitive the field is. Big thanks to competition suppliers, my dad and MCR Motorsport, for sort of getting us there. But no, happy race. Would like to have a little bit more straight line speed because we're struggling quite significantly, but other than that, it's all right.
Well, Brian Trott, great to see you on the podium once again, and a fantastic race to get there.
It was a very enjoyable race. Obviously qualifying fastest in our group and starting on the front row was obviously a big bonus. We've worked on the car this weekend. Big thanks to AB Motorsport and Team Trott. And yeah, we're getting quicker and quicker. The car's not done a hell of a lot of dry running. And to be this competitive this early on with the quality field that we've got is very encouraging.
Well, that was a few short minutes ago. They've just come back from their formation lap and it's very foggy this time. Allwood and Blackwell Chambers on the front row of the grid, Trott and Comber, Simmons and Tolley, Burge and Greatrex and Stephen Foden and Marcus Bailey rounding out the top 10. Fisher and Teddy Clark are alongside each other on the 6th row, Craig and Langridge, Simon Orange and Jack Worry, Courtney Milnes and Paul Bateman, Paul Tucker, and then come the 5 from the B group, the top 5 in that race. Sam Gendy, Adrian Burge, Harry Dean, Nick Nadoyan, and there's an Oliver at the front and at the back, Oliver Robinson. The big news, though, is that Bessel was excluded from that first race. He now finds himself in the B group, so watch him charging through in the 3rd race. Now let's see how things go for this second race. It's colder and a little bit more moist than yesterday. Let's race again at Snetterton. Cracking start from Allwood. Good start too from Blackwell Chambers alongside him on the front row. And it's a clean getaway all through the field. No major catastrophes. Blackwell Chambers trying to sprint out around the far side. We're on board with Martin Tolley. That is Greatrex going one way. Simmons going the other. Contact! Simmons taps Tolley. And is a spin further back. That looks like John Langridge going off. I think John Langridge went off there at Riches, so that's a real shame for Langridge. But here is Allwood defending from the inside line. Blackwell Chambers is going far side into Wilson. And still, the battle continues here in the Mazda MX-5 Championship. That is Jack Worry having a bit of a battle there with the fast-starting Sam Gendy. Blackwell Chambers into second position, hanging on there from Brian Trott. As the racing continues, out through Palmer, up towards Agostini. Battle is joined here at Snetterton, but Allwood still leads the way from Blackwell Chambers. He is not going to lose another victory if he can help it. Now, Burge is there on the inside defending from Teddy Clark. That is the 94 of Charlie Burge, but Adrian Burge is in this race as well. There is the 19 coming through. That's Oliver Robinson making a fast start and taking Adrian Burge. We're on board now with Jason Greatrex, the 33, as they make their way down towards Oggies. Into the right-hander, first of two. Watch his work on the wheel. You've got to be smooth in these first couple of laps. And he is absolutely planted at the moment. Good work this from Greatrex right there in the top five. So the 33, the red line car, definitely has a chance to run with the front of the pack today. Last lap, here we go. Allwood is going to try and make it 2 out of 2. He's got to work so hard to keep Blackwell Chambers and Brian Trott behind him. Trott in second, Blackwell Chambers third. Comber and Greatrex are ready to pounce if they need to, and if they get an opportunity. Down towards Wilson Hairpin, formerly Montreal Hairpin, of course, renamed after the late great Justin Wilson. And now, there is Comber in fourth position, chasing down Will Blackwell Chambers, the championship leader coming into this weekend. But if Brian Trott takes the second place off him and Allwood makes it 3 out of 3, that definitely gives the championship fight a little bit more added vigour. And he will definitely want to push to get as many points from this weekend as possible. Damage limitation needs to be the buzzword here as Blackwell Chambers tries again, but he could still snatch the victory of Allwood from this position, don't forget. They go through Agostini, and he's got the long Bentley straight, the run out of Murray's down the centre straight, and all those fiddly corners in between. He could still pop up and get both of these guys. Brian Trott still hanging on to that second position for the moment. Allwood comfortable in the lead for how much longer, though? That is the debate. Allwood still leads. Trott second. Blackwell Chambers is right there in third position. Now, if he gets a good sprint out of Williams, this is where he's going to get his best chance. Through Williams. Comber and Greatrex are close, but not close enough, really, to get the podium on merit. They're going to have to see if something happens. Trott has got Allwood lined up. Never mind Blackwell Chambers. Trott wants the win. And Allwood's going to have to be very careful how he defends, because if he runs out of road, the Blackwell Chambers could get them. Trott is going to try the long way round. Allwood's going to defend. Trott tucks back in. He'll get one more chance, and that's out of Murray's. Are we going to get another side-by-side finish? We already had one in race 1. Can we get another in race 2? The chirp of the tyres suggests it's going to get interesting, but Trott's now a little bit loose through the bomb hole. Blackwell Chambers is tightening up. Coomber is as well. Greatrex is still in there in 5th position. This could still go anybody's way. Trott's got to keep it together. Nail the braking zone, Brian. Blackwell Chambers might sprint and beat him out of there, but here comes Coomber. Coomber's going to get them both. Coomber's going to get them both. They're going to run side by side, and Greatrex is going to pop in for the podium finish as well. It's Allwood who takes the flag. Coomber's going to be second. Greatrex is third. Trott and Blackwell Chambers are out sprinted to the line. That was absolutely incredible from Mike Coomber and Jason Greatrex. Never ever count them out. Oliver Allwood gets the win. Coomber in second, Greatrex in third. That was nail-biting stuff to the line. And look at that, between second to fifth, there was only 0.4 of a second. Trott is fourth from Blackwell Chambers. Burge, Foden, Simmons, Clark and Fisher round out the top 10. Fastest lap of the race, Mike Coomber. Craig is 11th from Tolly, Worry, Dean, Orange, Bateman, Bailey, Mills and Ladoyan. And then the 5 that go down to the B group are Paul Tucker, Oliver Robinson, Adrian Burge, Sam Gendy, and sadly John Langridge after that spin at Riches. But all 24 who started finished.
Well, Oliver, second race of the weekend. Not only is this becoming a habit, but with Will Blackwell Chambers off the podium, that's just about the best result ever.
Yeah, that's a rare occasion, to be honest. Will's never off the podium. I think Brian missed a gear on the last corner and it all went a little bit wild. So I sort of caught a break there, really. So, yeah, good for the championship, but tough race. We've got a little bit of extra pace over everyone, but it's not enough to break the toe. And it's really competitive. There's 5 guys there who are all capable of winning it. So one more race to go. We'll give it another shot. Hopefully we can make the hat-trick.
Well, Mike, that was a fantastic race and one of the best steals since Ocean 11. Talk us through it.
Yeah, it was a race of just waiting for that to happen, really. And sometimes they don't sort of work in your favour, but in this case it did. And when it was there, I was sort of just ready to pounce at the opportunity. And yeah, with a bit of a push from Jason, we managed to sort of come off best for both of us, really.
Well, Jason, what a great start to the season. Second weekend of the championship and a podium in race 2. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. We had a good start in the race. We had loads of hassle at Brands. We set up on the car. We were just real slow. We had 3/12, which is as good as we could get. But at this meeting, we finally got a setup that seems like it's working. So we're going to stick with that for now.
Time for our third and last race of the weekend then. Oliver Allwood will be on the inside line and this man Mike Coomber is going to be on the outside line. The run to riches is going to be particularly treacherous this time. Sunny weather, but look back on the third row, you'll just see Will Blackwell Chambers. He's trying to fight his way back to the front and it's going to be a really interesting battle with several drivers wanting to get on that final podium of the day. And it could be a third different winner.
Well, that was a few minutes ago. The drivers now formed up, ready for an action-packed grid. It looks like this. Allwood and Coomber on the front row from Jason Greatrex and Brian Trott. Blackwell Chambers and Charlie Burge on the third row. Stephen Foden and Stuart Simmons are in the top 10 as well. So too are Teddy Clark and Sebastian Fisher. Martin Tolley will be recovering from the 6th row alongside Jack Worry. Then Harry Dean is charging forward with Simon Orange on the 7th row with him. Paul Bateman, Marcus Bailey, Courtney Milnes, Nick Ladoyan, and then the 5 up from the B group. Sam Smith, Alan Bessel, Martin Canning, Clive Poles and Lewis Cannon. So let's see who gets the third race of the day. Oliver Allwood is going for a hat-trick. Well, Will Blackwell Chambers did it at Brands. Can Allwood do it here at Snetterton? We'll find out. The lights are on. And for the third and last time, let's race at Snetterton. A better start from Coomber initially. Allwood has got good traction, though. Will he be able to hold that inside line? No, Coomber's going to cut across. Coomber's going to take the lead initially. So Mike Coomber hits the front, and he will lead into Riches for the first time. Allwood in second. Third is Greatrex. Then it's Trott. Looks like Blackwell Chambers has lost the place to Charlie Burge. And as they go through Riches, this is it for all the drivers. They know that it's now or never here at Snetterton. Down to the braking zone. Tolly's going to have Foden to his left-hand side. He's going to have to be very careful on the braking zone through Wilson. Was that the best line to hold? Well, Foden is still there. As a bit of grass tracking for Jack Worry in the 6th as he goes a little bit wide out of the hairpin. And as we go down into that long sweeping left-hander at Palmer, still all going perfectly for the race leader, Mike Coomber, getting the best possible start out in front of Oliver Allwood. But Allwood will want to make this 3 wins out of 3, so he's going to be charging as Blackwell Chambers makes his move on the inside of 94 Charlie Burge and gets himself back into P5. My goodness, you don't get to say that very often. Blackwell Chambers back up to P5. So that shows you how close his race weekend has been. Greatrex in third position as he makes his way through Hamilton. Back on the power once again and up down towards that long flowing run. Oh, Greatrex is in fourth position. My apologies. I thought he was in third. I'd forgotten that Coomber was up in front of Allwood and Trott. I couldn't spot him. That's how close the 3 of them were. Now they go through Williams. Down the back straight once again. But is there going to be a good charge from this point onwards? There's the board. Last lap. Here we go. And Greatrex is going to have an opportunity to close right up on Allwood as they go into Riches. Blip of the brake. Allwood's drifting slightly wide. Greatrex is going to keep the pace going. He's not quite close enough to chuck it up the inside of Wilson, but he's setting himself up for a great chance. Right behind him, though, he's still got Mike Coomber threatening for every inch of road. Trott is there in 4th position. 5th place, it is still Charlie Burge in front of Stephen Foden. So these 6 cars still battling for the victory. Blackwell Chambers tucked in behind Sebastian Fischer. He's not going to finish any higher than 10th today, unfortunately. So he was the one who really came off second best from that. Not that his rivals will mind. That's Stuart Simmons in the background trying to hang on to his position. And now the squabbles into the braking zones begin. Allwood in front of Greatrex. Trott comes back through on Mike Coomber and gets 3rd position. Burge in 5th, Foden in 6th. Swarming about, Greatrex is trying to make Oliver Allwood make the mistake first. Through Hamilton, up towards Oggies. This is going beautifully for Oliver Allwood. He just needs to keep the car parked on the apex every time he turns in, and there's not going to be a lot Greatrex can do about it until, of course, they get to the Bentley straight. Into Williams. Careful on the way in. Fast and committed on the way out. This is good from Greatrex. He may get a chance into Brundle. Down the straight. Trott is closing him in, by the way, so this is definitely not done and dusted. This one's going to go to the line again. Are we going to get our 3rd straight side-by-side finish? It's not uncommon in Mazda MX-5s. So let's see how they go through Brundle. Allwood still hanging on to the lead. Still right there is Greatrex. He just needs to stay solid through these last 3 corners. Greatrex is having a look at Allwood. He's not going to make the move into the bomb hole, but he's going to threaten. And Allwood's going to need to be very focused here. Greatrex likewise. He's got Brian Trott trying to come round the far side of Decorum. You can see him in the ring mirror on the left side. And now up to Coram. Is Trott going to be committed and try and get through to 2nd place? Greatrex gets a little bit sideways. I think this is going to be okay for Allwood. But it's a great exit out of the turn for Greatrex. I may have spoken too soon. Greatrex is on the power. He's going to get there side by side once again. It's going to be 3 out of 3 for side by side finishes. I can't call it. I genuinely can't call that. Allwood and Greatrex at the line. They looked like they were absolutely neck and neck. Who on earth got the victory? I don't know. We're going to have to look at the timing screens. Well, there's some debate. Allwood and Greatrex, they were separated by a couple of millimetres by the look of it. So we'll have to see what it says. Coomber was definitely in the mix for the bottom step of the podium, but it's Allwood by 3 thousandths of a second. Trott is 3rd from Coomber. Burge, Foden, Simmons, Bessel, Fisher and Tolley. Blackwell Chambers is only 11th in the end. Dean is 12th from Bailey, Cannon, Orange, Poles, Bateman, Clark and Ladoyan. And then we have the last 3 all retirees, unfortunately. Courtney Milnes, Jack Worry and Sam Smith. But 3 thousandths of a second to decide the victory. Foden is your fastest man. And that means that after 6 races, Allwood leads the championship by 18 points to Blackwell Chambers. Trott is only 2 behind him. Coomber, Tolley and Simmons in the top 6.
Well, Ollie, 3 wins out of 3, but that is not really the whole story, is it? I mean, that was one heck of a showdown.
Yeah, I think I made quite hard work of that. I mean, it's been a great weekend. All 3 wins we've had to fight really, really hard for. Unfortunately, that one, I think really I should have made that quite easy, but I fluffed quite a few gear changes, and as my tyres went off, I didn't really handle the degradation very well. And Jason Greatrex did a great job managing his tyres. So, it was hard work, but it was well fought, so I'm really pleased.
Well, that's it for us here at Snetterton from the Group A class of the BRSCC Mazda MX-5 Championship. Oliver Allwood doing here at Snetterton what Will Blackwell Chambers did at Brands Hatch, the hat trick. But as we go to Cadwell Park, can anyone else do the triple? We'll see you there.